We're going to be, at the end of this, I'm going to ask a few questions, and we're going to be doing a giveaway. It's going to be about night court and this type of thing. It's not going to affect our interview, but I'm just telling you. Then we're going to do, because on my Friday show, we always do Giveaway Friday.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What are you going to give away?
Oh, we give away coupons, McDonald's coupons, and all this kind of stuff.
On Friday?
On Friday.
Give away a seat.
Give away a seat?
Yeah, give away a pair of seats.
Okay. Sure, that sounds great.
Yeah. For tonight? Can you
For tonight's show? Yeah, okay.
Give them away.
Okay, all right, we'll do that, no problem. We'll do
Because
that.
we just need a little bit bigger crowd for tonight, just to make it feel like a party.
Yeah.
Michael?
Yes, sir.
She's going to give away 2 seats to the show in her giveaway today.
We're doing Giveaway Friday at the end of the interview.
You wanna-
We need the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to give away 2 seats?
Be
Is that
great.
good?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
get you the
coupon, okay.
little coupons you can have. Or you can just say it and however you want to do it, give us the name and they can come.
Okay.
That would be cool. You want a bottle of water?
Yeah, thanks.
Would you like one?
That would be a treat.
That would be great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Would you like some more?
No.
So what have you been doing this year?
What have I been doing? Well, I've been.
Well, we're back.
Okay.
Okay, too late.
Ask me out. No, don't ask me. That's a tough.
Oh, that's right. I have the one and only Harry Anderson. You know, I love your card since 1952. Is that right? Yes.
Yes. Well, my wife said you have to put something under your name, so that's all I could. That's all I knew for sure. You know, I didn't know what to call myself professionally. I wanted to say something like, 89 days since an industrial accident, and then have a little blood stain on it, and then have the 89 crossed out and 88 scrawled in. But she said, "Don't get complicated."
Well, I know you have. You brought a great birthday present, 60 presents to Michael Genevieve here, because it's his birthday today, and I understand your birthday's coming up. What is it, October 14th?
Yes. Oh, you knew it. I like when you make that a question. What is it? And then you make it sound like you're guessing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm in a couple of weeks. Yeah, and I am so much younger than Michael. It's just I don't want to embarrass him.
Since 1952.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The math isn't all that tough, is it? No. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, anywho, at the end of the show, after we talk to you, we are going to do some giveaway, and I have just been told we're going to be able to give away a couple of tickets to tonight's show. That's right, over here in the Abbeville Opera House. So along with our regular McDonald's and Shoney's and all that good stuff, you are going to be able to win. You are going to be able to win 2 tickets to come to the Abbeville Opera House for tonight's performance of Wiseguy. Now, Harry, I know Night Court. I remember us talking last year, and if I remember correctly, you told me that you weren't an actor before you ended up with the role on Night Court.
No, that was my on-the-job training. Yeah, I couldn't act frightened on a subway at 4 a.m. But Brandon Tartikoff, the head of NBC, well, actually what happened was he saw me on Cheers. And I don't think he realized that the character that I was doing on Cheers was my own character, and was me, Harry the Hat, and just pulling off some old bar bets that I'd hustled with in New Orleans for years. And I think he thought I was an actor playing the part and doing it very well, so I ended up getting that show, and fortunately there were great actors around me and great scripts, and so an actor I are.
And that was really your first, you'd been on Cheers, and had you already been on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah. I'd done a lot of Saturday Night Lives, and I'd done Vegas, and I was kind of moving up. I was doing, remember all those daytime talk shows, Merv Griffin and Mike Douglas and Dinah Shore and
Right.
John Davidson. Boy, that seems like a long time ago, doesn't it?
TV, speaking of that, was so different. And that was one of the questions I wanted to ask you.
Yeah, what happened?
We used to enjoy escapism. Now we have reality. Why do you think that the networks have all gone this direction? I don't think we can go back now,
I
can
bet
we?
you can guess why they've done
Cheaper?
that. Cheaper. You don't have to pay actors. You don't have to. You don't pay for the sets. You get people paying you in exchange for come into our pawn shop and we'll pay you. It's money. It's financial, and I'm just not a fan of it. I think if once theater becomes the same as reality, what's the point? You know, and it's not even that it's almost like a sideshow. I mean, it's not that they're actually showing people who you would not want in your living room.
Exactly.
In your living room. And it's just, we used to work so hard to be invited into people's living rooms. And now I don't know why these people are inviting these Sukis and these, swamp picker intervention shows into their living room. It would creep me out to think that those people are in my home. But, it's,
Do you watch much TV anymore?
I watch news, and I watch sitcoms with friends with folks I know on them, and I watch British television. I'm watching The Hour, which is a new series from BBC, and I get everything on iTunes or Netflix, and then I watch it when I want. I don't watch primetime. I haven't watched primetime television for years. I watch a lot of news and documentaries.
We watch a lot of the, what shall we say, the reruns like Night Court and all those great shows. I mean, those are the things, WKRP and shows like that, because you know what? They were an escape.
Yeah.
And that's what, even with magic, it's kind of an escape, isn't it?
Yeah. But, there's still some of that Parks and Recreation, 30 Rock. I mean, there are shows that they're almost throwbacks now to the good old days. But there's a lot less of it, I'll tell you that. There is so much of this reality TV. What bothers me about our American culture is we start off with silent movies, and then we create sound. Now we have this wonderful opportunity to make either silent or sound movies, but no, we throw out silent movies. Then we come up with color, and now we have this great option. We could make silent black and white movies, silent color movies. We could make talkie black and white. No, we throw it all out and just go with the latest thing. So now we've got reality shows, and we're Dancing with the Swamp People, and then these half-baked variety shows, which are really not. And we discard what we had before, when really what we have is an opportunity to expand a person's choices. We tend to go with what we think is the hottest thing and abandon what got you to that place. And I think part of that is just, there are very few great leaders in entertainment anymore. Les Moonves at CBS, I think, is a very, very smart man. Brandon Tartikoff is a very smart man. But I think we have a lot more corporate bean counters making artistic decisions now.
Without that imagination and creativity.
Right. I mean, without, if you're going to be a bean counter, you got to be a Walt Disney. You got to have, you got to have a hand in each pocket and know not just how to make money, but why you're making money. And I don't think we're necessarily, we've got the most talent at the top right now. I mean, I don't mean to sound judgmental, but I remember tremendous characters that don't seem to be around anymore.
I agree with you. This even goes to movies, with how they do movies. Everything has to be over the top, and you've got to have 3D, and you've got to have all this stuff going. Quite frankly, when I go to some of those movies, I'm exhausted when I leave.
Right, and the odds are you're not going to get, as each year passes, the odds of making a Glengarry Glen Ross, or a film for adults that maybe is you have to invest some thought and some of your heart into. You have less and less chance of those movies being made, and as it's like anything else, I think it's a general feeling about education. Somehow we've taken, through some of our leaders, we've gotten prideful over the years about how little we know. I don't need facts. I work from my gut. Well, how about if, I work from instincts. How about if you had instincts and information? That might really work then, But we seem to be taking this pride in not being educated. That makes you somehow effete. And I think we've done ourselves a disservice, because now we're satisfied with much less. I think people would still watch television if it was good. I think they're going to watch. They're hooked on it,
right?
So they're going to watch it You could put the finest, most heartfelt, most intelligent, most educational stuff in the world on television, and people would still watch.
That's what I worry about, because we have so much reality going on. Like you said, Jersey Shores and Suki, or what did you say?
Suki, I hope I got that right.
Yeah. Yes, and that group, they went to Italy, and they trashed
They
Italy.
didn't want them in Italy. I heard, yeah. I heard they, it's not my cup of tea, but,
But the thing is, do you think we'll ever go back? Sometimes, do you think we could go back in history? I don't know. It just seems like once you go in this direction, it's lost.
Well, it used to feel like we had cycles, things would come and go. But we're in a different phase now. For example, in magic. That's another drive we seem to have, is that we don't understand why we're in competition with China, but if you think about it for 5 minutes, it's because we're all willing to pay $1 less than we should for tube socks. So what happened with magic was, once magic started getting sold on the internet, and this is the same for many, many small brick and mortar kind of businesses, well, magic shops started closing down. Now, magic shops are where kids would go and hang out, and that's where the Magic Club is from. And the Magic Club became the basis of the Magic magazines and the Magic convention. So it's all seated at this little brick and mortar shop. You can't get together for a meeting at Amazon. You just can't do it. So those things, I think, once you lose them. Now, we had periods when, like before Doug Henning, where we didn't have a real famous master magician for years when I was a kid. But that was a cycle. And then sure enough, Doug Henning and David Copperfield and the guys came back. But once you lose magic shops, I think it's much different to have business slow down than to have it closed shop. And once you start losing them, I think it's going to be very tough to get them back. So I think we have to decide what's important. I know that I buy plenty of my share at Amazon, but I also make a conscious effort to visit the businesses in my town that I want to have around and make sure that I spend my time there and my money there, because if I lose the hardware store on my street because I started buying my hammers from Amazon, then I'm only doing myself a disservice. It's like rich people who if rich people don't really decide that everyone below them doesn't need their support, they're really doing themselves a disservice, because they're going to end up being very wealthy in towns that they don't want to live in. We have to think a little longer term than we are. That was kind of a run-on answer, wasn't it?
It was a good one, though.
Oh, good.
It was a good one. Now, Harry, you're here tonight to do a show called Wiseguy.
I am?
Yeah, that's right. Yes,
oh my God.
I
How long were you going to keep that a state secret?
And you are going to be doing it tonight and tomorrow night.
And tomorrow?
Yes, you've got to come back tomorrow, too.
Holy moly! What did I sign? You didn't let me. You said you don't have to read it. What did I sign?
Obligation.
But you are doing this, and you're doing this as a fundraiser for the Abbeville Opera House.
Yeah,
this is terrific.
Yeah, it's a terrific place. It's just it's an absolute gem, and Michael he's the coolest guy for keeping this place. I love it.
I'm following the microphone with Harry here.
And not only that, she's put some kind of condom on it so that I can't possibly do any damage to it. What a sweet man, what a dedicated guy, and look at how hard he's working to keep this place open. And again, if you think if this place were allowed to close, that it would be easy to get it open again? No. So, and plus, I mean, what's more fun than doing magic for a bunch of folks? I mean, it sure beats. It's not like I'm putting on an orange vest and picking up crap off the freeway. I mean, this is fun. This is a fun thing to do.
Now, what is the show about? Just tease the people a little bit. Hey, we're going to give you that number, 366-2157. That's the number to the Abbeville Opera House. They do have tickets tonight. We are, after we finish with Harry, going to give away a couple of these tickets. But tell us a little bit about what the show is, and I understand this is more of an adult show.
Oh, adult. Yeah, well, yeah, I love it when they call it adult language. It's the most childish language in the world. I love it when you just have the gratuitous use of profanity and you call it adult language. I just think that's hysterical. I think Michael mentioned it's a saloon show. I had a nightclub, Oswald Speakeasy, in the French Quarter of New Orleans 5 years ago, and we opened just 6 weeks before Katrina came, and weren't able to keep it open after the storm. But this is a show that we developed after Katrina had come and gone, and the town had to kind of redefine itself along with rebuilding. The show that I had been doing on stage every night at my club seemed a little, it seemed like it came from another world. And so we looked at the show again, and with these new eyes that this disaster had given us and this human drama had given us, I reworked the show, and it became something that was very special to me. It became something very special to New Orleans, because when the club was opened initially, it was meant for tourists to come through, and different tourists to come through every night, so the show could be the same. Well, when we put it back on stage, we had no tourists in town. And so it was really to be played to the people of New Orleans. And so I don't want to say it became darker, it just became more interesting. It became, it had more flavors and more texture to it. And it's certainly not an adult show, but I would say it's a saloon show. It is meant to be played to inebriated adults, and but it's perfectly suitable for mature teenagers, or it's not.
Maybe not for 6 and 7 and 8 year olds.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing: 6 and 7 and 8 year olds would probably love it. But their parents would be concerned about it. I mean, that really is the problem.
It is.
There's nothing mean-spirited or the kids know. Kids know when you're using the right words to say the wrong thing, and when you're using the wrong words to say the right thing. We may be using words that their parents are going to go, "Oh my gosh, I didn't realize he was going to say that," but we mean it in a very in a happy way, in a celebratory way. We're just trying to get people to laugh and in a joyful way. Now you can go to your Sunday church. You can go there and you can hear a man use all the most righteous and holy words to say very bad things about other people, so we can be in the best of all places and hear the best of all words and get the worst messages. This happens to be an absolutely beautiful place, and we're getting a saloon show. We're getting a show that where I'm only a couple of drinks behind the audience, and what I love is that Michael came and saw this in Atlanta, and I thought, well, we'd talked about doing it here, but I thought once he sees this show,
he'll never bring it to Abbeville.
He would certainly not put it on after The Sound of Music. But he came backstage in Atlanta, and it was a tough night, and I had a heckler, and he went further off than I usually go. It was still great fun, but we got pretty rowdy. That evening got rowdy, and I thought, well, that closes the Abbeville Opera House. And Michael came up afterwards and he said, I just wanted this show before, but now I need this show. Now that I've seen it, the Opera House needs it. And you can't do a show like this every night at the Opera House, but it's a flavor that I think, Michael's so smart. He does not limit the potential of this place, and that is what theater is. Theater is about possibilities. It's not about safe choices. It's about sound choices. It's about fun choices. It's about thoughtful choices. The last thing it should be about is safe choices. The last thing Michael is one of those bean-counting, non-artistic executives. He is the director, he's the ham actor, he is
washes the toilets.
I'm sure, and I was going to say it all while the toilets are cleaning themselves, but maybe you know more than I do. But that's, his spirit is in this place, and he knows what a good time is, and he knows that I think folks came in here last year who thought, oh, good, we're going to see that nice polite judge from Night Court, and they saw something else, but boy, they stood up twice every night. They got 2 standing ovations every night, and there can't be a better review than that.
Absolutely. So if you'd like to come to a great show, you got to come tonight, Harry. You want everybody
right,
to come
because tomorrow night might suck. But
tonight you really be on it, right?
I'll put my money on tonight. Yeah, because the work release papers are still effective.
So you've got to be on good behavior or bad behavior?
Well, I'm not sure that they don't run out tomorrow. So I wouldn't take, me, at my age, I don't buy green bananas anymore. I mean, I don't take any chances. I'd show up tonight.
Absolutely. And I got to ask you about this tattoo you have on your thing. It says, never answer the phone.
My wife asked me to get this tattoo on my arm, never answer the phone, because when we had a couple of businesses in New Orleans, she seemed to think that I should answer the phone with something like Sideshow or Oswald's rather than what? And so she asked me to get this so that I would not forget. I'm not allowed to answer the phone in my home. Now that I have a cell phone, I'm allowed to answer it, and so nobody calls me. They call her. But in the shop and in our home, I was finally given instructions not to answer the phone, and I kept forgetting.
So were you sober when that was put on your arm, is my question.
I love it. You go into a tattoo parlor, and they say, we do not tattoo the mentally challenged or the inebriated, right?
Right.
Well, if you're not drunk or stupid, why would you be getting a tattoo?
This said by a man that has several on him.
Oh, a number, and some you can't see, and some I can't show.
Well, thank God for that, folks. Thank God we're on the radio here today, Harry. Whoa, I can't believe you showed me that, Harry.
Yeah, we can do a Stan Freberg. Oh, my goodness.
All right. Well, Harry Anderson, it has been, as always, a pleasure to see you
so
here.
much.
And we are looking forward to the show tonight, and particularly tonight. Tomorrow night, it's questionable.
It's a coin toss, yeah. But I hope to see everybody, and come. I hang around after, so come on up and say hi.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much,
Thank
Harry.
you.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. All right, we have just talked to Harry Anderson right here at the Abbeville Opera House, having a good time here today, just sitting in the boardroom right now. And, of course, we right now are going to hear a word from our sponsors. Actually, let me ask a question and see if you can answer that question so that we can be giving this away. All right, I want to know, Jeff, are you ready? The number to call, 229-7984. What city did the show Night Court take place in? Not only will you get a prize pack, but you'll get 2 tickets to the Abbeville Opera House tonight's performance of Wiseguy. So give them a call right now, 229-7984. That's 229-7984. What city did Night Court take place in? And what was the other question that I asked? Hello. Oh, I didn't ask another question. What city does Night Court take place in? With that answer, if you know, give them a call, 229-7984. You're going to win 2 tickets to the Abbeville Opera House for tonight's performance. Give them a call, 229-7984. Ryan, let's hear a word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Here